Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and welcome to another episode of Sunday Mailbox. This is a video series where you, the viewer, can submit your gaming or Battlefield-related questions, and then I will give my humble opinion on them. To get the formalities out of the way real quick, if you would like to submit your own question that could be featured in an upcoming episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below, or by sending me a Facebook and Twitter message. The first question for today comes from Valkyrie, and it is, what do you think of Frank O'Connor of 343 saying that Halo 5 on Windows 10 is a likely possibility? Honestly, this is one of those situations where I'll believe it when I see it. It feels like over this last decade, every single year, Microsoft makes the claim that they're going to do right by their PC community. They keep dropping hints that they're going to be bringing Halo to that platform, but every year, we never get a Halo game. And so while I would love to have Halo 5 on PC, I think it would be amazing. I know all of my friends would be on board. I would play that for hundreds of hours. You also have to remember that this is their system seller for the Xbox One. And while I realize there's other franchises like Forza that does very well on that system, when you ask your buddy why they picked up an Xbox, it's mainly because of the Halo franchise. And so I'm assuming Microsoft worry is, and this is a very valid concern, is that as soon as they do port it on over into PC, all of those PC players are not going to have any incentive whatsoever to pick up an Xbox. I know a few friends that picked up an Xbox One simply because they wanted to play the Master Chief Collection on day one. They wanted to play Halo 5 on day one. And so they went out and bought basically a $400 system so that they can play one game. That's a lot of money for Microsoft. And so it's for that very reason why I would be very surprised if they decided to actually port this on over to PC. Who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong, maybe they are going to surprise us, maybe 343 has every intention of bringing it on over to this platform. But as I said, Microsoft has been making these claims over the last couple of years, and they've never fallen through. And so this is one of those situations where I will believe it when I see it. The next question comes from a lot of you. I was overwhelmed by how many people were asking a similar question, and that is, what are your thoughts on the Phantom Bow being incredibly easy to acquire now in Battlefield 4? If you're not aware, on the new community map, there is a box in the cavern section of the map where if you run on over to it and knife it, it basically gives you the Phantom Bow for free. You don't have to go through the gauntlet and all of the achievements to unlock it like you normally would about a year ago. You run up to this little box and you're good to go. And so for some people, this has kind of pissed them off because it's lessened their achievement. Now everyone has this weapon that they put a lot of time and effort into. And so I might be the minority here, but I don't care at all. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's kind of cool that now more people have access to another weapon in Battlefield. Like, it's 100% free. You don't even need to own any of the DLC. You don't need to be a premium member, which was basically acquired to be able to achieve this before. Everyone has access to it, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. The reason why I liked the Phantom program was because it was entertaining. Not only because there was that mystery, we had to solve all of the Easter eggs and then type it into the code to be able to even unlock each stage of the program, but then also the achievements were just a lot of fun. Not only that, but you also have to remember that you had exclusive rights to the Phantom program and this weapon for almost a year now. I know it might seem like it was just yesterday, but the Final Stand DLC, which was the last step of the Phantom program, came out in November 18th, 2014. Almost a year at this point. And so while I understand where people are coming from, I understand why people are upset by this, at the end of the day, we've had it for a year now, and let's be honest, the journey was way better than the destination. The Phantom Bow is awful. It was designed that way. DICE wanted it to be terrible, they wanted it to be inconsistent, and that is exactly how it performs on the battlefield. How many of you people that are upset actually use this thing consistently? And so maybe I'm in the minority here, maybe I'm just the outlier, but I can't get upset by this. I think it's a good thing. It's allowed me to have some bow duels that wouldn't have happened before because some of my friends just don't have premium. And so in my opinion, it's not really that big of a deal. The next question is, with the new patch rolling out, I was hoping that in Battlefield 4, the AA mines might become useful. However, with reduction of the numbers you can carry to 1 and the fact that it now covers a lower range, and although it has 75% damage buff, but when countermeasures are used, it's lost forever. I feel like it's now 100% useless to 150 useless. What do you think? I am right there with you. I was hoping that with this patch, this gadget was going to have its time in the sun. I was hoping that it was finally going to be at least viable in some circumstances. But let's be honest, it's still awful, and I don't see anyone using it because there's just no reason to use it. Before the patch, the main reason why many people just avoided this like the plague was because you had to decide between this and all of your other rockets. No one was going to take this over an RPG. There is no way that's going to happen. And so now that you can use it in tandem with the Stinger missile, I thought like, oh, hey, cool. You could use this, put this down on the ground, a helicopter can fly on over, it activates their flares, it activates their countermeasures, and then you can get a free Stinger shot off on them. It just never happens. And while maybe I just haven't put enough time into this gadget yet, like maybe if I run around on Gold Mud Railways, I put this in between the A and B capture point where a lot of helicopters like to fly low because they're wanting to take out the infantry, maybe I can set up a trap and take out an unsuspecting helicopter. But because it fires one and then it's destroyed, you basically have to sit there with your Stinger missile out waiting for this combo. As soon as you stray away from your AA mine and you try to play the objective, a helicopter's gonna fly on over, they're gonna activate your countermeasures, you may not realize it, and then your opportunity is wasted. And then because, of course, it's then destroyed because it only has that one rocket, you're out of luck and you basically have to die and rinse and repeat and then set up the trap once again. And so in my opinion, if they want to keep it the way that it works right now with its range and its damage, I really don't understand why it has to blow up or be destroyed after just one rocket. Maybe it will have 2 or 3 rockets that it can go through. If it then had maybe a 10 or 20 second reload on it so that the helicopter had plenty of time to look for it and try to figure out where the AA mine was and then take it out, I don't think that that would be blatantly overpowered. It would then give the player that, let's be honest, is trying to be anti-helicopter. I mean, they are taking up 2 of their gadgets just to be able to take down an aircraft. You would think that they'd be more effective at it. It would give them more opportunities to finally be able to take them out and not be punished if they go play the objective and they're not just camping in a corner waiting for that helicopter to fly on over. And while I know that some people probably just want this thing to be useless, I mean, I've expressed this a lot. If there is a gadget in the game, I want it to be viable. I want there to be at least some reason to use it, and that is just not the case with the AA mines. And so while I appreciate that DICE tried to give it some loving, it doesn't look like it was enough. The next question comes from Timo, and it is, do you think that would be a good idea if DICE implemented a new score system for the Recon class? I think we talked about this a bit in the past, but I was surprised that when DICE took away the marksman bonus or significantly reduced it in the most recent update, that they didn't supplement their point generation in another area. I'm sure you guys have noticed that as soon as you play as this kit and you're using a bolt-action rifle, you only get 25 extra points if you get a headshot on an enemy. It doesn't matter if they're 1,000 meters away or 50 meters away, you're getting that solid 25 extra points. The reason why DICE did this is that they want recons to play the objective a little bit more. Sure, it's satisfying taking someone out 1,000 meters away, but when we get down to it, you're not helping your team get the victory. No matter what you tell yourself, you're not benefiting your team all that much. And so with this patch, it's become very obvious that they want people to play the objective. Basically, every game mode has gotten an increase in their point value if you do one of those team-based actions, and for the most part, I think that's a good thing. The problem that I have with it, though, is that when they took away this point generator, I mean, even if you were playing the objective as a recon, you're going for the MCOMs, you're going for the conquest objectives, you're still getting headshots a fair distance away. You know, 100, 200 points, you do that every couple of kills, that all adds up. That's gonna rise you up on top of the scoreboard, and now that they've taken it away and haven't given them another way of generating those points, it just doesn't make any sense. And so overall, I am right there with you that something needs to be done. DICE can get creative, they can find a way, but I was very surprised when they took away one point generator and didn't add another one in. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's Sunday Mailbox. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you would like to submit your own question that could be featured in an upcoming episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below or by sending me a Facebook and Twitter message. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.